devices. In 1908, the first mobile phone was mentioned in a patent, but was more of a radio-like device. The Dynabook, created by Alan Kay, was the first portable tablet that let children access digital media. The Dynabook never actually made it to consumers because people didn't need the technology like that back then. In 1982, the first hefty and not-so-mobile phone was released by Nokia at a whopping $4,000. In 1983, the Motorola Dynatac 8000X, a handheld mobile phone, was released. It weighed at least a pound and took an extremely long time to charge, with 30-minute battery life after it was done. The Nokia 9000 communicator launched in 1996, and with it came the ability to send emails and fax. In the same year, Motorola launched the first flip phone, which was light and it fit in a pocket. In 2007, Apple released the first iPhone, which was light, was a touchscreen, and had no physical keyboard, making it the first of its kind. It sold over 6 million devices for a whopping $499. This was the beginning of a shift in the mobile technology world. In 2010, Apple launched the iPad, which brought with it the first App Store, which had thousands of educational apps. The iPad really set the stage for mobile devices to become learning environments and broaden the horizon for the future of education because of the App Store and all of the apps that people were creating. And some were free, some you have to pay for. So in the early 90s, technology in the classroom was pretty much non-existent. It wasn't until the mid to late 90s that technology was starting to make more of an appearance. Students had computer labs where they could sit in front of a computer and do their work or play games, but they didn't really have any mobile technology at that point.
Hi.
Hi.
So you're an ESL teacher and you're in school right now, but you're still doing stuff virtually.
Yes, I teach students that opted for in-person instruction, and I also teach the students on my caseload for my area that also opted for all virtual instruction.
Okay, and what kind of mobile devices are you using in your classroom? Or what are your students using too?
Okay, so my department uses laptops like everybody else. All the teachers have laptops that they use. We just moved to having, one-to-one from K through 12.
So Europe was one of the leading places that were doing studies on mobile technology. And in 1998, the University of Birmingham researched a device that was similar to the Dynabook. The project was called Handler, and it was a handheld device. It had like a camera, a tablet, and a mobile phone. And they observed an 11-year-old on his field trip using the device. And the project kind of helped them determine interface design and helped develop age-appropriate and useful software to use outside of the classroom. And they essentially created engaging environments and interactive, engaging programs. In 2000, a man named Clark Quinn defined mobile learning as mobile computing and e-learning intertwined with boundaries such as location, time, or space that created effective learning and kept one engaged. I think that really applies to today too, because pretty much that's what mobile learning is. Learning on anywhere, anytime, with gamification and other things to help keep the kids engaged in learning, and it's been really effective. There was another study done from 2002 to 2005 called MobiLearn. It was also done in Europe, and it was designed to develop, implement, evaluate, and architecture for mobile learning. So pretty much they based on education theories for mobile learning. Pretty much all the studies were in Europe were for developing mobile learning to support learning in the classroom. Either. Do you think that your school should adopt a bring your own device policy for students?
I think as long as there's some type of form that's filled out, so that the school is not liable in case a child's device were to be broken or stolen or something in school. But yes, I'm on board with that. The previous school system I worked for did that, and it worked very well.